Hey there, welcome back. This is my week 5 update of walking 10 kilometers a day for a year, and I have been doing it for 5 weeks now. So I'm Lisa, welcome to our channel, Travel with Us, Paul and Lisa, and our channel is all things life as we see it right now as a couple navigating life after 60. So part of what I have been doing for the last 5 weeks is challenging myself to walk 10 kilometers a day. The challenge was really about creating discipline and giving me space to be with myself, to be with my mind, with my thoughts, to declutter, to untangle a lot of the things that were going around in my mind. And at the end of week 5, so week 5 was yesterday, the end of week 5 was yesterday, I feel like I am making some progress. So this is really just going to be about some stats about my walking, and I'll give you a little bit about what I've learned about myself. But we do a few things over this channel. We do travel, we do family, I've got a wisdom session that I do every week. So I'll be sharing things across all of those. But today I just really wanted to talk about 350 kilometers in the last 5 weeks. And some of those days I've walked the 10 kilometers all in one time, like just for 2 hours, sometimes a little bit over 2 hours, walked 10 kilometers straight. There have been days this week where I have actually broken the walk up over 5 times, like just a couple of kilometers at a time. And sometimes because of the weather, although it was raining a minute ago, it's beautiful out there now, I've been walking inside as well. I've got a treadmill in the gym, I've got outdoors, but I've also, to make sure that I stay committed and disciplined to getting the 10 kilometers a day, can walk around our little apartment as well. And there have been a couple of benefits. There's benefits to any which way I do it, but I believe that the biggest benefit is that at the end of 5 weeks, I am still walking 10 kilometers a day. So what have I noticed the most? The thing that has really stuck with me or stood out for me is that I have done it, even on the days that, and I think I've talked about this before, even on the days that I would wake up and I'm like, I'm not going to do any walking today, I'm going to give my legs a rest. And there is benefit to giving your body a rest, don't get me wrong. I'm not an expert at this. As you'll hear me say, hopefully quite often throughout this channel, is the only thing that I'm an expert on is me, and even sometimes I get that wrong as well. So for me, staying committed and disciplined to doing the 10 kilometers a day has been the best thing for me, because it actually shows that I can do those hard things. I have been listening to books along the way. I've listened to 2 of David Goggins' books. I've listened to The Financial Feminist by Tori Dunlap, I think her name is. And currently I'm listening to a book called, I can't say the name because it is a swear word, but it is actually so far so good. It is called Find Your F Yeah, and I'm really enjoying it. So they're what I've listened to, and I also listen to a couple of podcasts while I'm out walking. So it's given me that space. So that's the first thing. I have stayed disciplined. I have lost 3 kilos, which was never a part of why I was doing this. So it's like a bonus. And what I have noticed is earlier on in the 5 weeks, I was saying that I hadn't changed my eating habits. I'm starting to change my eating habits because I need to, right? Because I'm walking 10 kilometers a day. So my body needs some different fuel. So I'm really trying now to fuel up on protein a bit more throughout the day. And I can really feel it by the end of the day if I haven't fueled my body properly. Don't get me wrong, I haven't gone any one particular diet. The protein I'm adding into my diet every day is boiled eggs, and occasionally, throughout the week, we might have chicken for dinner or for lunch. So I have had to change my diet a little bit, but that's just because I've felt it in my body that I've needed to. You do what works for you. My sleep has been up and down, because that's the other thing that I wanted to commit to, was getting 8 hours sleep every night. And I will put some stats up here and show you, but I have probably been averaging around about, over the whole 5 weeks, probably around about 6.5 hours, 7 hours a night, which may be all I need. I don't know. I'm still figuring that out. And maybe I don't need 8 hours a night. So we'll just see how that goes. That's, I'm not again losing sleep over that. I'm reading some books as well. So I've committed to reading for 30 minutes every day, which I must admit this week I have been not doing it every day for 30 minutes. So I'm trying to catch up the next day, which is difficult. So I do have a schedule, and I know if I don't stick to that schedule, at least what I want to do in the day, I don't strictly stick to, I do this at 6 o'clock, this at 8 o'clock, this at 10 o'clock, whatever. But as long as I get it done throughout the day, that's the important thing. And I have not been doing that, particularly with my reading this week. And no particular reason why. I just haven't felt like reading. Maybe it's the book I'm reading. I've been reading a book which I've loved, I've really enjoyed, but I'm right at the very end of it. And it's probably more, I've sort of lost a little bit of interest in where we're at. So I'll see how I go. I'm going to try and get that book finished by the end of this week so that will have been 3 books in the last 5 weeks, which will be more books that I've read, in probably the last 12 months. So the sleep, the reading, the walking, the eating, my mind is starting to really, I feel like, untangle. And I've always talked about being able to have the space to process things. One of the things that I'm going to talk about this more in my, another YouTube video, is that I have suppressed emotions over the years. And I believe a lot of us do. And I believe it doesn't matter whether you're male or female, what age you are, I still believe that a lot of us suppress our emotions to a point where it can be really unhealthy. I don't believe I got to the unhealthy point, but what I believe has happened is over the last probably the last 6 to 12 months, a range of things have happened that have led me to going, you know what, I need some time with myself, with my head, to work through things. So that's what I've been doing. And starting to find the joy in the day, and like being with my emotions, being with the things that are coming up for me. It doesn't matter what emotion it is. There are no good or bad emotions. They are what they are. But just being able to understand why they're there, how I react to them, why am I reacting to them the way I do, I believe it's helped me, myself, and I also believe it's helping me in some of my relationships with other people around me. So that's a good thing, because that's probably where I wanted to really get to. I don't know what I'm going to do for the next, 40, however many weeks there are left, but, I'll have space to do things. What I have found, though, is I'm spending less time processing my emotions while I'm walking and starting to spend more time on some of the creative things that I like and thinking about some of the things I want to do, like YouTube, like some of the stuff that I do in my online business. It's given me that space as well, so which has been really good. So I'm actually, for the first time in probably a long time, to be really honest, I actually am enjoying, like I'm getting out of bed going, yes, I've got stuff to do and this is what I want to get done before the day is definitely out. And so much so that I've, like I said, I do have a schedule, and I even do schedule like TV time. If if there's a movie that I want to watch, I'll schedule that in. I'm actually foregoing some of that stuff because I'm really excited about this passion that I am finding, particularly in YouTube, and being in more of what for me is more creative. Might not look like it to you on the other side, but for me this is more creative, and finding my voice and using my voice for the things that I believe are important for me. And that is the journey, the transformation. I think, we talk about a life journey a lot, but I feel like life is a transformation. We should, we should get to, I believe, we should get to the end of each day a different person, having learned something. Like learning new things has been, it's given me that space to do that, because I'm out processing all this stuff and getting rid of the crap out of my head, that now I've got space for things that bring me joy. And I'm not perfect at it, don't worry. There'll be stuff come up today, there'll be stuff come up tomorrow, there'll be stuff come up next week. But I'm understanding how to process that in a better way for me. And that is really what I want to be able to share with you, is that you can do it. It doesn't have to be walking 10 kilometers a day. It could be going and just reading a book. It could be going and sitting by the water. It could be going for a walk with your dog. It could be going for a drive to, you know, somewhere where you get inspiration. So that has been the most exciting thing for me, I think, is that I actually now have space to think about the things that I want to do and that bring me joy. And I'm hoping that I can continue that. So I will put some stuff around to show you some data. I've walked, actually the other thing that I have done, when I first started this walking, because I'm walking around Australia, or, you know, in the run down under. So I'm walking around Australia, and when I first started, I was going to finish walking around Australia in May 2035. I've now got it down to June 2034. So I've almost cut a year off my walk around Australia. That's one of my goals as well, is to get that into the 20s. So I've still got to cut, still 5 years off. And so yes, so that has been where I'm at so far, and I'm really enjoying it. And while I'm enjoying it, I'm going to keep doing it. And I think that's a really important message, is find the things that bring you joy and keep doing them. Do them when you can, because the more that you have joy in you and around you, the more pleasurable life is, the more joyful life is, the more you want to wake up and participate in life, not just exist. So have a beautiful, beautiful week, and I will see you. I'm going to be putting some travel videos up where, yeah, that's where I'm just going to leave it there. Have a beautiful week. Big love to you all.